Is it working? Okay. Hi guys! Welcome back to some more. This game. We got the corpse down, finally.
The rotting man. The lieutenant adjusts his
So,
glasses
let's do
and
the
takes
autopsy.
a deep breath.
Exactly as a field
Come on,
autopsy.
officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi,
Why
is the
do we
world's highest
why don't we
summit,
know
and the
this?
failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Let's get in
There
there.
truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Ugh.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So she mean with random facts of the day. Yeah, just randomly.
That's right.
Okay.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
Rafael Ambrosio Cousteau.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there.
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals
Date,
Precinct
time of
57,
arrival.
followed by
Nice.
his date, 0803, and time
Ooh.
of arrival. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Can you file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived at the scene before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? 10:15. It's understated.
Good. Let's go with that. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write 42.
He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say
Whitish.
whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky. Of
Male.
course.
Pigs can have sex.
Right, fucky fuck.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number.
HDB 41 0.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What is treatment?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Ah. And the footprints look like he was.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from
Fuck.
pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then,
We should start the post-mortem.
the corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its
Why is
surroundings.
it so
A
detailed in
thicket
the
of boxes and
description?
lists on red copier paper
It's
tries
crazy.
to answer
Thank you for the
why.
arts, by the way. External examination
Close.
summary.
The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
No.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something. more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots
Can't
is
donate,
left for
so this will
processing.
do. Thank you, mate. And redemption. Oh,
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
when I'm
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity after the lieutenant has gone to sleep.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Take care, guys. Thank you, mate. Have a good one.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
We already photographed the boots.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Short, light brown male, pattern bar.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was
It's fucking max. Nice.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
But I meant for high velocity.
Ligature mark.
Bite marks.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there.
92%.
Steady now, like a flower arranger.
Oh,
Two
please
cuts.
don't fail this
After
one.
some
Nice.
deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap.
Nice.
The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
Oh god.
No, it's gonna happen. See.
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
This card is expensive, way more than most official.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars, last item, hands. Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
What were we expecting?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh.
Oh.
That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
Very vulnerable to compromises.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet, it's hard. You taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow,
shout out from
just
Kim.
to keep looking.
Lesion.
Inside, you
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, Na. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Nah.
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts.
I mean, we are a
Nothing
big
in your
drinker.
alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
Neither am I. That's it. Same for toxicology and serology. And unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
No. Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Gastrointestinal.
Oh boy.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list?
Description of injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal post.
Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
At maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath.
Right. Next?
What's the 4th injury field?
Nothing. Just in case. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
No signs of clawing.
Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Why do you say that?
No signs of clawing.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Through the psychic arts. Like the coloration that
Most everything else on the victim says otherwise. But I agree. I was ready to establish a cause of death here, officer. But now I think we should leave it empty. At least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky.
Damn, it's gonna take us a couple of weeks
We
to
were
be
thorough
here.
with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Legendary perception. Stop wasting time, you're smart. Didn't establish probable cause.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
What was it that killed you then, love or communism?
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is embarrassing.
If you're still interested in the boots. Yeah.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento.
Let's see about, so we need perception there. Do we have, something that increases our perception? Logic. Conceptualization. Reaction speed. Half-light. Could increase it here. How are we doing for thoughts? Also unlock another thought here. No, neither of these are very amazing to do. Let's get perception just to try and get that extra
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep
legendary
breath.
28%.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body. Your arm reaches out
nice.
and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What's this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in. Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
How about his mouth? Ugh.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
Kuno is silent. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both
was he
in,
shot?
you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Oh god, why is it like this? Oh.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly.
This is
Strange fluid
unnecessarily
streams down your wrist
sexual.
as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip
God
of your finger.
almighty. Oh, I will make a good episode for shorts and shit. I think.
Ice-cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Can you get to it?
There's a tiny crack. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Nice.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
My pig's fucking got it?
What? What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the
That's what
wrist.
the smart guy
Between
thinks, and
your
you think the
fingers,
smart
a
build.
small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful.
A bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
I don't know.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later.
Okay.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
What if they shot him while they hanged him?
To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it doesn't explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily.
Right.
I may
yeah.
be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one
Missed out the
theory at a
dead
time.
doop doop.
And this just smacks of treatment to me.
Who would do
That's for
this?
us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Maybe the bullet
Yes,
holes.
we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
I need to wash
you
myself.
really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening. We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in an... I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Okay, we can do that, but probably later in the evening. That would be a good idea. And yeah, the bullet.
Necromancer pig. That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me, Kuno dies. You gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Yeah.
The fuck about it? Fuck are you talking about? What is this?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Yes, the stone marks.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing?
You hear the lieutenant hum.
Where's the rest of his
Kuno
arm?
doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
You're just too small
Get
for
the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's 12. He's huge. What are you? Fucking 80. When Kuno's 80, Kuno can fit 4 of you in Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Trying to fuck on Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to... Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. You wanna fuck on someone
Right.
about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit.
Oh, I know
Came
that
around
guy.
pretending like he cares about cows.
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry
Kuno
for you two
Day.
loser pigs. Kuno...
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid.
Your test...
Get lost!
Ooh, we can figure him out. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm gonna do
Kuno
that. Definitely gonna do that. First, I think we should talk with the union guys. If they're still in here. Yeah, they are. We don't have our gun, so that's not gonna be great. Let's see.
This is where you say your bed.
Haven't checked the interrogate the vigilante, send the victim's body to processing. Where is the rest of the armor?
Detective.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe
Authority
and pretty
chiming
for
in.
you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian. In his late 30s, early 40s. He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46.
The big dick.
Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips.
And there was a small one as well.
Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner. Standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum on his neck? Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy.
Yeah.
Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy. Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Spoken to the
Evrard, and what did he tell you? That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him? Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight. I hope he told it well.
Well, not as detailed.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long have you
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean the representative for Wild Pines? The shipping company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough
Hard enough.
insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions. Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Who do you fucking think does?
That's interesting. They say they hang him, but nothing about the bullet. Yeah, you can put that.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, They all acted as one man.
Were they just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the coalition.
Ah.
During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone else behind.
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Why did you?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town. And he stepped out alive.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that.
Whip it
Sorry,
out.
I got a strike from here to Samara.
How do you even know he was
Because
so
one
special?
night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there. Like
I
some
ain't joking.
kind of
Whip
animal.
it out on stream right now. Yeah. I think you picked the wrong stream on the wrong platform, but
Sire, the
okay.
tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong?
He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to
Shit,
kill
wrong
some
stream.
as a warning.
Yep.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation?
Pull out 6 figures, I doubt he's doing it. Yeah, maybe if you donate 6 figures to my OnlyFans, we could consider that.
He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
No.
To kill us all if we don't open the gates.
No,
If we
if you
don't
whip
let
it
the
out.
scabs in. If we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Have an OnlyFans.
Yeah. he said
No.
it's his favorite joint now. Started coming here
Fortunately
every night.
or unfortunately,
Drinking,
I don't know.
grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic, a beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming, "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?"
Damn.
Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle.
Missed the
Doesn't even
opportunity.
fall down.
This game. This guy Elysium.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah. Me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
We're playing as basically as a detective, police detective trying to solve a case, and it's very very politically involved, let's just say like that.
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation.
No. You're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Kinda dirty if I'm honest. I mean...
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Damn it. Failed the volition check. Also getting D&D style skill checks. Yeah. Those are the shit. What does this bullet in his head factor this?
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Interesting, sire. It's as if he's lying to protect someone. He's not very good at it.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
We hanged him up by...
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
Will you create World War... Will you create World War I on stream? What the fuck do you mean? I'm not gonna... I don't know who do you think I am. I don't think I can start a world war. If there's a game that you want me to play, then yeah, you can suggest it. And I can have a look at it, but it depends on
The
when I can
autopsy
fit
showed
it
there
in
were
the
no ligature
schedule.
marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain
Recreate World War I. Like, what, in a game? Or... Yeah, I could play Battlefield 1.
The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep. Titus does not see it coming.
Look,
Ooh.
I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again.
Oh.
We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
My fucking elbow, copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an
Sambo.
eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
92%.
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
Oh. Yeah. Hey, you.
No.
Ooh.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later,
Oh,
he's
these
going
big
to
guys
break
getting
like a
seen
piece of
now.
twig.
And fuck you, too, copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Like what, copper? Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer, while the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve. There's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth.
I guess we'd just die if we do that. I imagine. I don't think we can fight them all, and we don't have our gun.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where...
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard
Establish
everything a
authority.
rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us.
Weak when we
Real
first met?
law
God damn it.
officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head.
You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Statistically speaking. Could have taken on with the spin kick. Oh, goddamn.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think the cover-up was a... I think it was a cover-up for
You know
the
what
shooting.
I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid.
Ah.
His brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes
Welcome to the
shoot
stream,
his guns
BMI.
when he's
Yeah.
drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us? You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
We're building it up. We're building it up. 30 checks infamously known. Careful when you try it. Yeah, we're gonna wait for that one and save first and probably level up our authority and everything, but that'll have to be next time. Yeah, I guess we can put it to level 2. How are we doing here? Okay, almost done that. 18 more minutes. So we could unlock another thought, or we can just boost our authority and just try to go for it there. Are they still gonna be here, like if we go around and then come back later? Don't have any. Are there any items that increase our authority? Reaction speed, endurance. Other than, yeah, getting high. This one reduces our authority, so that's not good. Yeah, not quite. How much is it with 8%?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
17%. That's gonna be a rough one. Oh, we may try it again.
Again. About fucking time.
Alright, well, that'll have to happen next time. We are gonna end it over here. In any case, hope you all enjoyed watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you all around. It has stopped working. Bye-bye.